welcome to Nuc Installation. We are installing two nucs today. We had them wrapped in these kind of linen mesh bags, and that was just so that they would not get out too much in the car. You see there's already a couple flying around, so that was clearly a good move. These actually came in nuc boxes that were on with screws. This was new for us this year because last year our bees came in just a box you lifted the lid on. So always be prepared with some power tools. It's my husband's motto. It's why we have to keep buying more power tools. But let's see what we've got here. This one was quite heavy. I think they've already started kind of attaching some of these frames to the lid. We did have two yesterday that we already opened up that we didn't film. There we go. All right, so yeah, we're already building on that lid. So now we're gonna get them into their new home. And going to do a little inspection as we move them over. So that is a solid sheet of honey right there, and about half full on this side. I don't see queens just yet, but we're going to keep an eye out for her. Not the frame I would expect her to be on. And we just have 5 regular frames in this feeder. They are pre-waxed, but otherwise they are not built out because they are brand new. And there's nothing wrong, of course, with using drawn comb if you've already got it. If I had it, I would put it in too. All right, so we've got a lot of eggs over here. Let's keep an eye out for the cleaner on this frame. Like a lot of bee bread and food. And we're putting them in their new home in the exact same order they came out of their old home. And we can mix them up to encourage them to draw frame the way we want to at a later date. You should generally not do what I'm about to do, which is ever open your veil when you're working with your bees. But my hair is going to drive me crazy, and these are nuc, and they're really super gentle. We met some of their sister cousin folks yesterday. They were also very gentle. We got a frame of mostly capped brood. There's some larvae down in there as well. Queen cup there, nothing in it. I think this is where their queen cells were placed in before. I'm just going to go ahead and open up that queen cup right there. We've got a lot of capped brood. Right there. Just go straight down here. I feel like that's probably the same orientation as that last one. I have to just start talking and start getting distracted. Oh. A lot of young brood in this one. cages. We got some bee bread. Pretty good number of eggs on that one. It's definitely a frame I would expect to see a queen on. Anywhere they're all super bunched up, give them a little blow, because they will bunch on the queen just to protect her and help her hide. You don't per se have to see the queen on the day you do this, but it is helpful if you see her, because then you know she made it into the box. But we see eggs, so this, they're standing straight up, so this, I've definitely had a queen very recently, less than 3 days ago. I have a feeling we must have missed her because I don't see her in that frame either. Get this one down in here. Take a quick peek in the box. I don't see her in there. Alright, I'm going to put this frame in. And then I'm going to go ahead and put on their inner cover so they can start feeling nice and cozy and homey. And this thing's been out here for literally like 5 minutes. It's already got a caterpillar on it. It is that season here for us. Alright, and then I'm going to take this and put it on here. This is definitely not sealed down tightly, but that way they can hopefully start making their way down into their new home. And this. Here. All right. One down, one to go. And you can see I didn't use any smoke with this. And they're really so gentle, you don't need it. But also, we want to give them a pleasant introduction to their new home. All right, so I'm just going to turn camera angle. I'm going to use a correct camera angle now. Can't see my face, that's okay, that's the least important part. All right, and we're gonna get to this next one. Get our new guys in here. Alright, so see me if I walk over this far. I'm just going to take the lid off of this. To make sure that you keep up with all your hardware. That one screw I gotta pick up off the ground. Especially if you've got farms and something like that, you probably know this better than I do, but you just don't want hardware to end up in the bellies of your animals. Alright. This open for these lovely ladies. Grab my hive tool so I can get this hive up. It's like, oh man, I see the queen first one up, and it was a drone. But we do have some calf brood, some bee bread, some honey. Got some calf brood. These guys are in desperate for more space. They're backfilling a lot over here, but a few empty frames down in there. Every nuc is a little bit different, exactly what they have in them. Yeah, they're animals. They're not all going to be precisely exactly the same. But we've got calf brood mixed in with larvae, and we've got calf brood backfilled with nectar. Definitely looks like they were starting to run out of space. So they're going to love their new home. If you haven't heard it yet, 1 frame of calf brood is 2 frames of bees. Once they emerge, that's how much more space they take up. So you can imagine they are definitely pretty full. Quick glance for the queen. So we're trying to build some bird comb up here on the sides. I'm not going to deal with that today. Minimizing stress for them today. One thing I am going to deal with today. See this. This is a queen cage. As I was going to say before, it's got like the candy plug will be down at this end, and it looks like she got opened up and came on out to be with her new fam. Lovely calf brood. This is a brand new frame. You can see how light the wax is on here, and she's definitely, they probably gestured out, which is probably why in part why we get all the way down to eggs right over here in the corner. Her on this frame. I feel all proud of myself. Yesterday we unloaded 2 nucs, or moved them into new hives, and I found both this queen straight off. got here? We have another clean cap right here that I'm going to make go away. It's dry. And these guys were definitely in search of more space. Another clean cup, also dry. That's just a drone right there. Well, we definitely have down to very tiny larvae. The sun has kind of disappeared, just enough to make it hard for me to tell. If we got good eggs or not. They're now in the shade. Quite a lot of bees still in here. You don't straight up see the queen or see all of them going in the same direction. Yeah. So, all right, I'm going to do the same thing I did over on the other side, which is to put on their inner cover. And then take this, turn it upside down over this, and hopefully let them just walk in. Bees will not fly if they have the opportunity to walk. Kind of what I've discovered about them. It really surprised me. That was not something I was prepared for. Anyway, that's how you put in a nuc. What we'll do once they've had a chance to kind of find their sisters and everything is put their top covers on and call it a day. So thanks for watching. Like, subscribe, ask questions in the comments, whatever you want to talk about, and have a great day.